Well, momentum. We all have heard the word momentum, right? Market में momentum नहीं है. We need momentum. So what exactly is this momentum? Do you all know? I'm sure you all have heard of it, but you all have not heard it in the way it should be. You all have not applied it the way it should be, and eventually you have not profited entirely from the momentum. So this webinar is called aptly Profiting with Momentum. So what we'll do here is we'll try and understand how different momentum are constructed, momentum oscillators are constructed, because we all have heard of momentum oscillators, RSI, stochastics, MACD, but little do we know how it's derived, and most of all how to participate and find out ideal entries and exits. So in this webinar, Dr. Narayan shows you how to understand the momentum concepts and how to apply them and eventually how to trade with them. So this webinar will ensure that you are able to participate in the market and get an understanding of where exactly the stock is heading and what exactly the stock is going to do. So I would like you all to participate in this webinar with more interest and ensure that you profit from the entire series. Thank you.
Two things that we can look at. So in technical analysis, momentum is considered an oscillator, और इसकी main usage ये है कि we want to identify trends. So जो trend की presence या absence, और एक बार ट्रेंड आइडेंटिफाई हो जाने से ये ट्रेंड बरकरार रहेगी कि नहीं, उसकी परसिस्टेंस जो कहते हैं हम, क्योंकि ट्रेंड बरकरार रहने से हमारी ट्रेडिंग को थोड़ी सुविधा हो जाती है. जो मूव्स हम एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं वो और आसानी के तौर से अचीव हो जाते हैं. और तीसरी बात यह है कि इस ट्रेंड की रिवर्सल पॉइंट कहाँ हो सकती है. What is the possible point of reversal of this particular trend? ये तीन चीज जो सबसे महत्वपूर्ण बात है as far as trading is concerned, ये तीनों चीज का हल जो है हमें ऑसिलेटर के जरिए मिल जाता है. So that is why oscillator studies, momentum indicator study is a very significant part of technical analysis. यहाँ तक के बहुत सारे जो नए टेक्निकल एनालिसिस सीखते हैं वो अधिकतर मोमेंटम इंडिकेटर के द्वारा ही अपने काम चला लेते हैं. ये सही नहीं है, क्योंकि मोमेंटम इंडिकेटर अपने आप में एक कंप्लीट सिस्टम नहीं होता. उसके लिए प्राइस एक्शन की भी ज़रूरत है. उसके लिए एडिशनल टूल्स ऑफ टेक्निकल एनालिसिस जो है, जैसे मूविंग एवरेजेस है, ट्रेंड लाइन्स है, पैटर्न्स है, ये सब मोमेंटम की जो पिक्चर है उसको बढ़ावा देती है और उसमें क्लैरिटी भी पैदा करती है. So therefore you should use momentum indicators along with other things in technical analysis. That goes without saying, right? So that is the preamble on momentum indicators. अब देखा गया है कि बहुत सारे momentum indicators are in usage or in availability. हर सॉफ्टवेयर आप ले लो तो उसमें कम से कम आपको 50 से 100 इंडिकेटर मिल जाएंगे अलग अलग किस्म के. सो कुल मिला के आप देखेंगे तो देयर मस्ट बी मोर देन several hundred, I would think about 300-400 momentum indicators that are currently available, that have been developed, but very few, a handful of them are actually in widespread use. तो दुनिया में अगर आप एक पोल ले लेते हैं कि कितने टेक्निकल एनालिस्ट कौन से इंडिकेटर्स यूज करते हैं, तो यू माइट फाइंड दैट about 3 or 4 of them will probably account for 90% of the usage, even though several hundred are available. That is not because the other 99% of them are not good. It is just that people are creatures of habits. और जो एक सॉफ्टवेयर पे अवेलेबल है हो सकता है कि दूसरे सॉफ्टवेयर पे अवेलेबल ना हो. तो most of the time people use what is generally available across entry level softwares, more sophisticated softwares, free softwares that they are able to download from the net, या ऑनलाइन जो सॉफ्टवेयर यूज करते हैं, इसमें ये जो स्टैंडर्डाइज्ड सेट ऑफ ऑसिलेटर्स है वो सारे अवेलेबल रहते हैं, इसीलिए बाय शेयर यूसेज, बाय शेयर हैबिट फॉर्मेशन, only a handful of them are in use. So what we shall look at are the most popular ones. These are either lagging or leading indicators depending upon their construction. तो ये construction जो है ये इसकी formula है, इसकी logic है, जिसके जरिए ये formula डिज़ाइन किया हुआ है, और इस formula के basis पे ये जो indicator बनता है, इससे उभर आता है, उसकी आउटपुट या उसकी जो फोरकास्ट होती है, दैट कैन बी अ लिटिल स्लो, दैट कैन बी कोइंसिडेंट विद द प्राइस चेंजेस, और इट कुड इवन लीड द प्राइस चेंजेस. सो डिपेंडिंग ऑन दैट यू विल कॉल इट अ लैगिंग इंडिकेटर और अ कोइंसिडेंट इंडिकेटर और अ लीडिंग इंडिकेटर. तो ये तीन अलग अलग किस्म के मोमेंटम इंडिकेटर्स आर अवेलेबल करेंटली. अच्छा, इसके साथ साथ काफी जार्गन जुड़ा हुआ है, ओवरबॉट, ओवरसोल्ड, विच मोस्ट ऑफ अस नो. ये हम लूजली भी ये इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज के दौरान भी ये यूसेज हो जाता है, ओवरबॉट, ओवरसोल्ड, जेनेरिक टर्म्स. डाइवर्जेंस एंड रिवर्स डाइवर्जेंस, these are two specific pattern signals which are related to momentum indicators, and these are among the most important and most significant signals among the oscillators. इसको हम डिटेल में देखेंगे later on during the program. ट्रिगर लाइन, ये एक और कंसेप्ट है. ट्रिगर लाइन इज नथिंग बट मूविंग एवरेज ऑफ द मोमेंटम इंडिकेटर. तो बहुत सारे मोमेंटम इंडिकेटर्स है जो ट्रिगर लाइन से जुड़े हुए आते हैं, दे आर टू लाइन इंडिकेटर्स, और बहुत सारे हैं जो सिंगल लाइन इंडिकेटर होते हैं जहां पर ट्रिगर लाइन नहीं होता. ट्रिगर लाइन इज अ कन्वीनियंस, जैसे मूविंग एवरेज है, इट हेल्प्स टू स्मूदन आउट द डेटा एंड नॉइज. उसी तरीके से trigger line of a momentum indicator also helps to smoothen out the noisier part of the plot. उसके अलावा इसके minimal usages है. It is used as an additional signal, and crossover of trigger line has got the same function as the crossover of moving averages. So trigger line is nothing else but moving average of momentum and read in exactly the same way. तो ये जो ओवरबॉट, ओवरसोल्ड, डाइवर्जेंस, रिवर्स डाइवर्जेंस, ट्रिगर लाइन कट्स, न्यूट्रल एरिया cuts, etc. are the different ways of reading momentum indicators. I shall go into each of them and talk about the different nuances related to each of them that needs to be known, and that is going to constitute the bulk of our today's program. एक बार आपको ये जो nuances है, इसकी जो finer sensibilities है ये reading की, ये आपकी समझ में आ जाए तो आपको आगे चल करके मोमेंटम इंडिकेटर्स के साथ काम करने में बहुत मजा आएगा. You will be able to read more signals out of it than most of the other people will be able to. ज्यादातर लोग या तो कोई किताब के एक चैप्टर पढ़ते हैं या कोई वेबसाइट में 4 लाइनें पढ़ लेते हैं और शुरू हो जाता है काम करने में, या यूट्यूब में कोई वीडियो देख लेते हैं और ये सोच लेते हैं कि भाई सारी मोमेंटम की किस्सा समझ में आ गई तो I can now start trading with it. This is far from the truth. Let me advise you very, very strongly against such an approach. It doesn't work very well that way. I would think a decent understanding of the nuances is very, very essential, and I shall pay considerable attention to that aspect in our program of today. ये जो last sentence है, ये this is the essence of the entire momentum concept. Momentum must precede movement, right? This is the very essence of momentum indicators. उसकी design, उसकी जो logic, philosophy, usage, सारे के सारे इस statement पे निर्भर है कि any body remains at rest until there is some application of force or momentum to that body. अब जैसे कार है, आप कार गियर में नहीं लगाओगे, एक्सेलरेटर दबा के इंजन में आप पेट्रोल नहीं लाओगे, और क्लच को कंट्रोल करते हुए गियर और क्लच की जो अपनी रिलेशनशिप है उसको ठीक तरह से कंट्रोल करके आप उसको उपयोग नहीं करेंगे तो कार तो चलेगी नहीं. सो कार इज अ स्टेशनरी बॉडी which gets moved by a series of process which creates momentum within that stationary body. And once you give it that momentum, the car starts moving, and once it starts moving, it continues to move. But without gunning the engine and feeding it momentum, the car by itself cannot move. Therefore, momentum has to precede movement, and that is the underlying principle that has been adopted into technical analysis and into usage in the market. So we shall amplify on this as we do go along, right? So that is about the aspects about various momentum indicators. I am just giving you a kind of a small refresher on what you may have learned as a part of your basic study in technical analysis level 1. Here are a few points on nature of various momentum indicators. सारे जो मोमेंटम इंडिकेटर है इनमें एक सर्टेन लुक बैक पीरियड होता है, एक लेंथ होता है, लेंथ ऑफ द ऑसिलेटर. ये लेंथ हम यूजुअली सेट करते हैं, डिफॉल्ट सेटिंग होता है 14 पीरियड. मोस्ट ऑफ द मोमेंटम कम सेट टू अ डिफॉल्ट लेंथ ऑफ 14 पीरियड. इसका मतलब है स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम टुडे, looking back at the data of the past 14 days including today. That is what is called as the look back period, which starts from the current bar. If it is the current hourly bar starting from this hour, looking back 14 hours or n bars, right? Achha, because it is repeating at this particular cycle of the look back period, 14 ho, chahe 10 ho, chahe 20 ho, you are inherently referring to a cycle of that period. So these are cyclical in nature and they keep repeating that movement or tendency towards that movement every 14 bars, every 20 bars, every 10 bars or whatever is the period you have set. Now that is the cyclicality part, but trends जो है जिसको हम measure कर रहे हैं, trends are linear in nature. मतलब trend जो है it unfolds through time and it goes in one direction. Unit trends is a directional movement of prices, right? जब डायरेक्शनल मूवमेंट कंसिस्टेंट नहीं है तो हम उसको नॉन ट्रेंडेड मूवमेंट कहते हैं, या साइडवेज मूवमेंट, लैटरल मूवमेंट, कंसोलिडेशन, कंजेशन, तरह तरह का नेम दिया हुआ है. बट एसेंशियली ऑल ऑफ देम मीन दैट व्हेन द मार्केट इज नॉट मूविंग कंसिस्टेंटली इन वन डायरेक्शन. सो व्हेन इट मूव्स इन वन डायरेक्शन दैट मूवमेंट इज लीनियर इन नेचर. तो यहाँ पर एक इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट उभरता है कि वी आर यूजिंग अ साइक्लिकल टूल which is non-linear to measure a linear element. तो ये एक थोड़ी सी paradox है, थोड़ी सी conflict है, but that has been resolved within the formula, that has been resolved within the plot, that has been resolved within the rules of study and structuring of these indicators. So when we use this contradictory two item cyclical tool applied to a linear dimension, ये कोई specific patterns के दरिए charts में plot होते हैं, and that is what yields us important information about the trend and the current status of the trend. और ये जो pattern information हमें जो मिलता है उसके जरिए हम forecasting करते हैं या trend की एक जानकारी लेते हैं जिससे हमें एक forecast उपलब्ध होता है. And since we saw that it also precedes movement, by identifying that momentum is present or has been applied, we can also gather some predictive qualities with these indicators, right? When the pattern of the plot and the predictive qualities of the plot are combined, what it will leave us with is a very powerful tool. But please read the last part of the sentence. It is a powerful tool in the hands of the right practitioner. Anybody can fire a gun, anybody can wield a knife, anybody can wield an axe, or anybody can wield a tool, but it takes practice to wield that tool in a manner where we are able to achieve what we want to achieve. Therefore, it is the same thing with momentum indicators also. After you learn them, you need to practice them, and that is what will help you convert it into a powerful tool in your hands, right? So hopefully by the end of this program, you will be able to apply all these indicators as powerfully as we are indicating. So these are the ones, those are most popular: relative strength index, RSI, MACD, moving average convergence, divergence, DMI or ADX, directional movement index or average directional movement index, PSAR, which is parabolic SAR, SAR standing for stop and reverse, stochastic, which is a word by itself, actually means randomness, but we are going to take something which is random and convert it into a pattern. That is the beauty of it. Now, oscillators can be used by themselves or they can be used in combination. Even though oscillators have been designed with specific purposes in mind, I think there is great value, great strength when we start using them in combination, so that we try to take advantage of the strengths of each of the oscillators that we shall try to combine. Of course, that doesn't mean you want to combine 8 different oscillators into one. That would be disaster. जैसे हम मूविंग एवरेजेस में करते हैं, वी टेक 2 मूविंग एवरेजेस और एट द मोस्ट वी टेक 3 मूविंग एवरेजेस. उससे अधिक मूविंग एवरेजेस तो यूज नहीं होता, एंड ट्रेडिशनली यू डोंट सी इट आल्सो. द मोर यू ऐड, द मोर रूल्स यू गॉट टू क्रिएट एंड मोर कॉम्प्लिकेटेड इट बिकम्स. Trading is all about keeping it simple, and therefore we shall go at the most taking 1 or 2 momentum indicators and using them in combination. Right? Now they can also be used across multiple time frame. That is, you can combine daily with hourly, hourly with lesser time in minutes, etc. Weekly with daily, hourly, etc. All these time frame combinations are possible, and these are what add additional power to the momentum indicators, and those are all topics which we shall cover within the 2 days that we have set up for this. All right, so this is the preamble about momentum indicators. I trust there shouldn't be any questions relating to this, but if you do have, do put them on our chat. Now here is standard levels of oscillators. I have given you different oscillators. Standard usages: RSI 14, you use overbought, oversold set at about 70 and 30. The neutral area would be 50. If you were to drop the RSI period down to 7 or lower for that matter, you would have to widen the overbought, oversold. This is true for any oscillator. When you drop the period, you got to widen the overbought, oversold, because the plot of the oscillator becomes more volatile. It tends to cover greater amount of ground between the overbought and oversold levels, or the price, the scale extremes that you have for the oscillator. So when you drop the period, like in the second one I've shown you stochastic 20 period, anything upwards from 15 to 20 period, you keep it at about 75-25. Again, neutral is at 50. Neutral is at 50 for all oscillators which are scaled from 0 to 100, right? If you drop the stochastic period to, let us say, 5 or 7, then you need to widen it 80 to 20. In stochastic, you got something called fast stochastic. Fast stochastic is where there is one level of smoothing lesser compared to the slow stochastic. The slow stochastic is a smoothened version of the fast stochastic. For details of that, I would refer you to a textbook on the subject, so we don't have the time to go into all that. I'm just mentioning it here that in case you are using fast period stochastic, the overbought, oversold zones have to be even wider than what I have shown it here. So the periods that I've shown here pertain to slow stochastic. Typically आप जब सॉफ्टवेयर में सेटिंग करते हैं, you get what is known as a full stochastic. ये full stochastic की जो सेटिंग है, for example अगर आप मेटास्टॉक यूज करते हैं, so typically मेटास्टॉक हो, कोई भी हो, ट्रेंड हो, फैल्कन हो, पिकअप लैंड हो, सारे में you get 3 fields to fill in. The first field is the period, the length, 5, 10, 20, 15, 13, that is the number of bars of look back. The second field is the amount of smoothing. ये अगर smoothing आप 1 में रखेंगे तो आपको fast stochastic हो जाएगा. इसको आप increase करेंगे from 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 whatever, तो ये फास्ट स्टोकेस्टिक कन्वर्ट होके स्लो स्टोकेस्टिक हो जाएगा। उसके बाद एक और आता है विच इज द डी लाइन। ये पहले दो है, दैट इज द के लाइन। अगर के लाइन में आप 14 पीरियड और 1 डालते हैं तो यू विल गेट अ, एंड फॉर डी लाइन यू पुट 3, देन यू विल गेट 14 3 फास्ट स्टोकेस्टिक। बट इफ यू पुट इन के 14 and 5, then what you will get is slow stochastic 14 5 and 3, right? So you can go and check that up in your software settings, and what I said will become clear. For those for whom this aspect was clear already, it is just a kind of revision. Okay, on the DMI, the DI lines plus DI minus DI जो है, standard setting is at about 14, sometimes set at 13 also. 13 or 14 is the standard setting, and overboard level in this case is kept at 40. Now for those who are not familiar with the DMI setting, they would be wondering why is oversold level also set at 40. That is because the nature of plot of the DI ensures that you need only one level of setting, and that is set at 40, and the neutral in this case is set at 20 or sometimes 25. That is the standard setting for the DI lines. For the ADX line, you got two standard settings. Many people who like to speed up the ADX a bit would like to set it at 8 period. The standard otherwise setting, you leave it unchanged, 13-14 period as the ADX line. When it comes to ADX, some more nuances which we'll talk about tomorrow when we are addressing the ADX itself. Overbought level is about 40, max going to 50. Rarely, if ever, ADX goes above 50. Neutral zone again in ADX 20 to 25. More to say on ADX tomorrow. MACD standard setting 12 for the short term, 26 for the long term, and 9 period for the signal line. The signal line is the trigger line, right? So 12, 26, 9 as suggested by the maker who had devised this is pretty much the standard that is being carried. अब MACD में कोई overbought oversold predefined नहीं होता, because this is a non-banded oscillator. Zero oscillation, zero के basis इसलिए neutral का setting देखिए zero पर है. This fluctuates around the level of 0, so इसमें positive negative values मिलते हैं. So ये चार्ट पर अपने आप एक लेवल सेटअप हो जाएगा जहां पर ओवरबॉट ओवरसोल्ड अपने आप से क्रिएट हो जाएगा. ये इंडिविजुअल चार्ट्स पे जा करके मार्क करना है. कोई स्टॉक पे दिस विल बी एट +10 -10, इन सम स्टॉक इट विल बी एट +40 and -20, and the whole thing can vary completely depending upon how volatile or that stock is, how highly or how low volatility it exhibits. And this is true for all non-banded oscillators. They will set up their own overbought oversold levels. All right. And finally, PSAR, the setting is starting with 0.02. ये acceleration factor में आपको setting करना पड़ेगा 0.02, starting value, ending value 0.2, sometimes 0.22. This is the value that you set for PSAR. So these are all the standard levels. We can play around with them. I will explain some of the ways that we can look at these.